Thank you. It's outside City Ground, West Ham Fan TV. Post-match reaction. City 1, Nottingham Forest. City 1. Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham 0. There's not going to be a luckier 3 points, is there? Everything went their way today.
I was thinking to myself, they've made so many signings. Their best signings today was luck, because look, you sort of knew what you expect today. I mean, it's a massive day for Nottingham Forest. You know, the first
Great
time.
Fans.
Yeah, look, I told you before the game, the atmosphere from whatever the result today, the atmosphere was going to be another level. You know, they've waited so long for this. There's season ticket holders in there that weren't even born the last time they was in the Premier League. So, you know, I don't take nothing away from Nottingham Forest like that. And I think even if they would have looked at the stats, they don't care what the stats are like. 1-0 is all that matters to them. And, you know, did they deserve it? Probably not. And probably deep down, Nottingham Forest fans will probably tell you, you know, they didn't deserve it. A draw probably would have been a fair result. I mean, we've had a VAR go against us. We've hit the crossbar twice. We've missed a penalty. You know, they had half chances. They didn't really create much. But look, at the end of the day, they've scored a goal. That's probably one of the worst goals I've ever seen. But when you've come up, that's the sort of luck you need to stay in the Premier League. And do you know what? It's just one of them games. It's one of them games. I'm so glad this game's early in the season.
I mean, I think, if I'm honest with you, they had 20 minutes, Forest, I think, in the first half where they was on top. I think we controlled the game after that. We didn't do much with the ball, but we controlled the possession. We run them out. They run out of steam quite early, but we didn't do enough with the ball. And again, I sound like a broken record from last season. We've got the same starting lineup, right, which I think was a mistake. I think that, you know, there's a couple of players that just need freshening up. We just need some fresh legs in there, just some fresh minds even. Obviously, he said Cornet and Scamacca were ready last week, which was a stupid thing to say because people were going to be expecting them to start, and they didn't. Antonio worked hard, but that's what Antonio gives you now. Work hard. He doesn't give you.
Yeah, and Antonio today, you know, he's picking up the ball. There was a few times he's gotten the ball. The defender's up his arse. You know, instead of him being like a natural striker with a good brain, go down and get the free kick. He doesn't. He tries to push him off, and the ref ain't going to give that. He's going to play on all day long. And yeah, you know, Antonio, he's been a great servant, but look, Scamacca needs to start. You can see when Scamacca come on, he's got that striker's brain. You see in the last couple of minutes when he's chesting it down in the box because he's expecting someone to be there, but they're not. They're not on the same wavelength at the moment. But it will click, it will come. Cornet come on with 5 minutes ago. He can't really do much, but
I think, to be honest, mate, we need the number 10. We need the number 10 because I think Dom summed it up. I thought, see, I'm going to start with some positives, right? Before we talk about, you know, how we lost the game, I thought Ben Rama was fantastic. He was proactive. He was getting the ball. He was taking people on. That's what I want to see from him, and that's what I want to see from him next week. That's the sort of thing I want to see. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the end product, right, it's not him. It's everyone else around him. It just doesn't seem like we're on the same wavelength.
I thought Ben Rama had a really good game today. He was the only one that looked like he wanted to get on the ball and take people on and create something. And as you said, they're not keeping up with him. I mean, he took his goal well to finish. It should have stood. You know, I mean, they've run into each other. I mean, it's a game of football at the end of the day. They've run into each other. The referee's always going to bottle it. I mean, when it goes to the screen, you know he's going to run over there. He's got the Forest fans in his ears. You know, of course he's going to. Once they go over the screen, you know what the decision's going to be. I mean, even for the penalty. I mean, why it took so long for them to decide whether that's a penalty? The people who are working in VAR should be sacked, because if they can't tell him that that's a penalty, then what's the point in them being there? They might as well just let the referee have no one up there, just let him make every decision on the pitch. It's just one of them frustrating games, and I'm thinking to myself, is it going to be one of them seasons?
Yeah.
Is it going to be one of them seasons? I mean, you see today, the free kick, beginning the first half, sorry, not the free kick, Fornells, great strike, crossbar, bounces down, Souček, you know, look, Dean Henderson's gone down, he's got up, he's running that way, naturally, he's going to go that way. Header it the other way, it's 1-1. It's not hard, you know, Souček offered nothing today, he lets everything run past him in midfield. Declan Rice was trying to create things, get on the ball. Look, he's missed a penalty. Personally, for me, I think Ben Rama should have took it. He was on a high today. I think it would have done his confidence the well of good. But look, Rice has stepped up. He's missed it. Jesse Lingard, I see him on the edge of the box. He was pointing to Dean Henderson. He was going there, there, there. He was saying there, there. But then, why ain't one of our players seeing that and then telling Rice, getting him Rice and shouting behind Rice and saying, look, he's telling him to go there, go the other way. But yeah, look, I'm not a fucking professional football player, am I?
No, it's just disappointing. It's just disappointing. I think we're lacking a bit. I still don't think we're quite ready, but I think we had enough to beat these today. I thought I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think Nottingham Forest. I think they was all over the shop, but that's going to come when you've got all these signings.
It's nerves as well, isn't it?
Nerves,
It's a massive day for them. Like in front of their home crowd for the first time. You know, that's what got them through that game at points. I think was the crowd. I think when they started to drop, I think the crowd noticed it and they started getting the crowd going and lifting them, and it lifted them. It gave them that extra 10%, and that's what happens. That's football. You know, you might not be the best team, you might not have the best players, but if you work hard, you get results.
Got to be more proactive next game. No, we ain't. We've got Brighton.
Brighton, yeah.
Never beaten Brighton.
No.
That's just the game you want
And,
when you're coming up.
Look, we need to pick up points. We need to pick up points quick, because if you start going 3 or 4 games without a victory, you find yourself down the bottom of the league. You know what today's negativity is like on social media. It's going to be toxic, and there's going to be people calling for David Moyes to go. And I've got no doubt that next week that he will start Scamacca and Cornet. He has to start him. He has to.
Yeah.
He's got to, because what's the point of starting with the same team that's lost twice?
I'm just looking again, and I don't know. I don't know about Moyes.
Look, the thing is, Aaron Criswell, look, he's been a great servant at West Ham. He needs replacing. It showed today. He needs replacing. I thought Johnson had a really good game. I do. I think he looked comfortable. I don't know. Watch it back. I think he done a lot better than what a lot of people were saying. You know, and Zuma was just Zuma. He looks like he's injured every 2 seconds, but he got through the game. Won a few headers. It's just the problem with us is there's nothing between the striker in midfield and the defensive midfield. There's nothing now. You've got Declan Rice, you've got Souček, who's like, I watched him in that last corner and he's not even looking at the ball. All he's interested in is just running in and just trying to, like a battering ram, hopefully that something will hit him and go in. You know, some of these players need to be dropped to give that kick up the arse, but we ain't really got the players. I mean, the sub bench showed it. We had eight people on the bench and 2 of them are goalkeepers. Yeah. So hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we see a couple of bodies come in at least. As I said, hopefully Cornet starts next week. Scamacca starts, but it's that. It's well done the Forest. Welcome back to the Premier League.
Yeah, well done, Nottingham Forest. Thank you very much.
It won't always go your way, by the way.
We were so pissed off today. Not a lot of people wanted to stop, so go and check out a couple of fan cams that we have. I'll be back tomorrow morning with the morning after the game before. I'll be watching it all back again and giving my thoughts. Europe, I suppose, is the next game, isn't it? So. Let's see what we can do that.
That'd be a barrel laugh.
Yeah, that'd be a laugh. Yeah, thank you very much. One thing left to say.
Come on, you guys.